Hello, and welcome to Armchair Warriors. We are in episode number 6, 7, I forget which one now, of our Hearts of Iron 3 Black Ice version 13.1 campaign for the Soviet Union. We are in the post half of 1939. We're at war with Poland. In fact, we can take a look here. War with Poland. And we are running into them here. We actually I think we won a few battles. We haven't moved in there yet. Germany's actually done a pretty good job moving in. Initially, I thought they're getting crushed up here in East Prussia or something like that, but I guess it's not as bad as I initially thought. Poles are about at 50% surrender mark here, so we are going to speed things up a bit, get the battle going, get these wars up and running. I know I've got some air power flying around as well. Should have some bombings. Yeah, I would say we should have some bombings. Canada's been accepted to the Allies. Oh, yes, oh, yes. Wait for a day here to switch, and then I apologize. Going black here briefly, probably in the video. I need to switch my utility window. Yeah, this is episode 6, my Hearts of Iron 3 campaign. All right, because I need to get to, yeah, we have icy debt. I think we have some icy debt. We do. 87, 88. We're paying 203 towards that, so 44 days roughly. Sure, we'll sell supplies. We have switched to war economy, but that's only going to go on for about the next week at best, and then we're going to slide back into full mobilization there, which really won't affect us terribly much in regards to how much consumer goods are required. We're only putting 20% due to wartime. We've slide back to full mobilization, it'll go back to 20% anyway. Actually, no, it will affect us, yeah, because we're needing less consumer goods at this point, 20% less. When we go back to full mobilization, we'll need 20% on top of all that. Switching military government to total exploitation. All right. Yeah, these are for Germany. I don't quite understand. Okay, well, anyway, total exploitation, because we need some extra IC here. Nothing else we're doing here. Nothing else we're really doing here. Getting our battles on. So, yes, sure I could get my IC debt paid off in 44 days at my current IC level, thanks to the war powers and whatnot. We're in war economy. I forgot to take a look. We're jump from 10 to 25% IC, so that's a 15% IC bonus there, plus the extra. We're putting 0.10 towards knocking down our descent. We also got a bunch of reinforcements, but all this is going to change once we are done with war in Poland. We will not be mobilized anymore, so I don't need to beef up our troops or anything like that. Yeah, I'll sell supplies to everybody. Yeah, we're down 40. We're up 40 there. So once we come through here, yeah, we're gonna be coming. We're gonna be coming down. Alrighty. Uruguay wants supplies as well. So we're pushing towards Vilno, don't know. We need to get to Grodno. That's where we need to go. That's the node we need to get to. There and here. Once we have those, and things are going to be much worse for Poland, but I think things will get worse anyway because Lodz will be next here. Krakow as well. Warsaw is going to fall eventually too. So I have a troop right here, as luck would have it. Just curious, as we press in, okay, so that's how our theater, yeah, so the theaters are maintaining as well. Good. Yeah, even though we have troops from here attacking in here. But, oh, they're also attacking. There are troops from here attacking down here as well. But we're doing good. We're doing fine. A couple areas where, yeah, the combat's a little bit iffy. A little bit suspicious. But we'll be alright. There we go. Yeah, let's pump it up to 28 right now. We're not really... We're looking at going, we don't really need officers. Oh, that's right. I dropped espionage down way bunch so we get some more officers in there. That's right. Let's drop this to 20. There we go. We're making 36 officers a day. That's not going to get us anywhere near 100%, let alone 50. Illy wants us to buy rares. We don't need rares. So yeah, this jumped up as I knew it would because we're getting help from there. These units, when they come around, they'll be helping to... Resources will be empty in 7 days. I don't see how. I mean, we're throwing like a ton towards resources at this point right now. So Lvov and Grodno. Yeah, we have some help in there. We lost quite a few troops, but the nice thing as Russia, I don't care how much we lose. We're okay. Illy's been accepted the access. Australia to the Allies. We need to save game. So I'm not going to get any of those cool bonuses for being part of the Axis powers. Unfortunately, that's all right. So reinforcements. I'm going to drop this down to there. 236 is fine. Yep. This is worrying me quite a bit, so let's bump this up to 159. Okay. Not sure why we're resting, but I mean, maybe we're possibilities. We're like fast outpacing some of our New Zealand allies. Some of our selected zones we're attacking in. Everything, all air is going to stop anyway in a month from now. So drop this down to 170-ish. Do we have anything down? Yes, we do. Totally forgot about this. We need to set up all these guys. They're going to get set up in Leningrad, which we will see why. We're going to have some naval invasions. That is the eventual plan, at least. Sadly, I think as much we're bringing in officers, I think we're losing a bunch of officers because of all this battling going on. They should be marching inward at this point here. Let's go like so. Right? Yeah, let's maintain our theaters. These guys need to come up as well. They can't, they just got built. They can. So I'm going to bring this garrison up to there, actually, and this guy down a little bit, like so. So, yeah, he needs to be coming in like that. He's part of this front here. Again, I'm trying to maintain... you got associated there. So let's switch places here. fair enough. Trying to, yeah, like this guy, he needs to be up in this area. Trying to maintain frontal dispositions going on here. We can set him up there. Everybody's in charge, everybody has their own front that they're involved in. So the long range, I don't need to put up there. We're going to put the long range in Black Sea area. In the Odessa port, 66. Yeah, in the Odessa port. And the rest of the auxiliary vessels are going to come into Leningrad, which, let's see, 33, 37. We have 40 in there, so we can put 34 more in here, which we certainly shall. Oh, did I put it in the right area? I thought maybe no, I did put it in the right area. Okay. Thought my finger slipped, and I put it in the long range category. The reason for this will come clear in a matter of a few months. But once I'm done placing them, I will show the reason why we did it this way. I mean, I can't say the long-range ones I don't need up north here because there's really nothing that far away that we need to potentially invade. But here, they can hold 300, which is 2 heavy tank divisions easily, two armor divisions, and even a paratrooper division or mountaineer division. Well, no, 109. So yeah, it's two armor divisions. It looks like potentially 3. No, yeah. Those are going to actually grow to be a little bit more than 109, I feel. Or at 99, it'd be about 110 or whatever. But anyway, each one can carry 2 armor divisions and on them. So it is something I'm going to utilize with a couple of naval invasions on Finland. Not terribly historical, but nonetheless something I'm just doing here to help out when it comes time to do so. We're going to drop this down to, say, 115. That works. Supplies. Yeah, we're going to leave that the way that is. That's fine, too. So I'm just hoping we can drop this by a good point and a half even. Where are we at with Poland's? Oh, my goodness. So 87.8. So they must have taken, yep, they took lots. Lvov, the Germans might take. They took Krakow as well. Warsaw certainly will be next. I don't know if we can get to Grodno at all. We're going to try. And this might be a bridge too far as well. Yeah, we're not really doing too well. So Germans might make it to here before we can. They might push into Warsaw as well, which honestly, that's a little bit behind the times. Didn't the entire Polish campaign for Germany take about 3.5 weeks total? And I know Poland I've got set. It's second easiest, not the easiest, but second easiest, so it should be a pushover for very hard Germany. Don't know why it's taking as long as it is for them to push in here. There must have been an issue where the AI didn't have forces set up on the border. That's what I'm kind of thinking. There has to be, we're going to put this one in Leningrad. There has to be a way to set up an event where you tell the You tell the AI to put. We're going to put this fighter wing up here. To put like ahead of time, start putting forces or setting, not putting forces, but setting priority along the eastern border. There's got to be a way to do that, because like I can tell my puppets, for example, I can click on. I can click on here. I guess. Yeah. Okay. Here, set objective. I could then tell Mongolia to Van People's Republic. That's where I want you to attack. There's gotta be a way to do that for the AI. Be kind of silly if there is not. Okay, everybody's attacking. Everybody's attacking. Ditto. We have everybody moving in except this guy. Well, he can sit there. That's fine. Everybody's attacking up there. We got everybody we can attacking there. I do have some troops coming around. This guy is getting beat down pretty hard. Holy cow. Well, I mean, it is what it is. You can see we got troops retreating. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot more of that in the coming months here against Finland. I mean, we're still doing okay against Poland here, because, you know, Japan's been accepted the access. Well, that is a turn of events. Lvov still, and Warsaw, they're right up against. So, in a matter of a day or two here, Poland will fall. Single player that I did, I still had the same amount of forces pushed up. I didn't have more forces than I've got now. I just used everybody that was in the area, kind of, and just pushed a few forces that were a little bit further in. Like I probably should have moved this armor up as well. So probably, yeah, I had more forces in my single player campaign. But overall, it's like I'm doing just about as good as I did in my single player campaign. I'm not too worried about, you know, got to be the tops or whatever. Got to get to Warsaw before the Germans do. That's not needed. Let's drop this down to about there. 81 is fine. Let's bump this up to 169. A whole lot more than I normally would be doing, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So Warsaw being attacked. They're not going to go for Lvov, it looks like. Convoy raiders, we will create them. They're not really, I don't think they'll be used overly much. We don't need metal, so we're going to say no. That'll drop a point of descent there. We won the Battle of Grodno. All we need to do is actually move into it and battle over. Am I exporting manganese? Yes, we have 8 manganese available, so I can sell at least 4 right now. We're at 63.52 in IC debt, so that's 32 days. That was a huge battle there. Wow, we lost a lot of troops, but I mean, that's the way that it goes. We got another mobile NKVD force here. Just real quick, do I have any, yes, we do have it uncovered. Right here, and let's assign him to nearby local, which is theater. Yes, we're in, this is a very narrow theater. This is the Moscow theater, very narrow. Its front is basically a third of the Baltic states, Latvia. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the front coalesces here once we have Poland, and especially once we have the Baltic states. I'd have to imagine the Zapanoye front. We'll take Lithuania. Moscow front. We'll take Latvia, and the Severo Zapadona front. We'll take Estonia. Okay. Yay. So let's see. There's yeah. It'll be a race to see who gets. Is it Grodno we get to first, or do the Germans get to Warsaw first? Because that is all that's needed. No, unless the Germans get to Lvov here, and I'm missing that. Yay and yay. So here, money is not an issue, so it's not like we need to do tax increases or anything like that. But I can see we could improve our national unity by issuing war bonds. We will issue the war bond Series A. Food rationing, yes, we need 12,000 supplies. We are hurting at this point. Okay, where are you going? Okay. So I'll take that hit. But we're still dropping it by, well, now 0.07 because we took those. Supplies, yeah, we're okay. We'll leave this the way it is because we need a reversal on where we're going with our supplies. It's going down. It should be going up. Once war's finished, it will start going up. That's not a problem. Grodno we should be moving into pretty soon. This unit can attack here. This unit's going to move across. Okay, we're done-ish there. Yeah, we'll leave everything the way it is there. Ditto. Okay. Going to move these headquarter units up a little bit here to just provide a bit of a blocker, as it were. Oh, we got a cav unit. Let's do like that. He's still coming on down. Let's actually redeploy to here. And yeah, the infantry is already doing that, so good. Okay. It is what it is. Expand our heavy factory, so Astrahan gets 1, that's good. We don't need any extra fuel, so we'll drop that down. So we're back to 5.3, which is good. Astrahan, I got to take a look at that. Let's get this down to 60. There we go. Now we're back to building some more. Astrahan is right here, right? No. Somewhere's in this area. Right here, right? Yes. So we're going to build maximum industry there because it's heavy. Every one of heavy industry gives plus 25%, so we're putting in 7. So you could say that's an extra, almost extra 2 IC once they're all built. It'll take some time, but that's okay. And on that note, we're going to push this to the top to at least get that started and worked on. What else we got here? Oh, that you're going to Leningrad. I know we could probably go there, but yeah, let's get the Leningrad ones set up because I'll be needing them in 3 months' time, give or take. We've got 1 airborne unit there that needs 5 transport planes in order to be able to take off and get dropped somewheres. Warsaw hasn't been taken yet. We've not driven into Grodno yet, and Germans have not driven into Lvov yet. So, army unit made its way into there. Okay. So these units are attacking in here. This army unit can actually, let's fend this off like so, and we're going to have him come down like this, and then like that, and then outwards. Yeah, he'll go like that. Not that we need to be doing the attacks or anything, it's just that I would like to do so in order to be able to, excuse me, let's move them up there. At least get everybody some experience. Granted, not every single unit has a leader. We're role pulling it that way. That not every, that, with the loss of leaders and stuff like that. How many leaders do we have available? I really hate when it freezes like that. We're opening up the leader panel, but it is what it is there. Let's look at traits. We probably have a whole bunch, don't we? We do. There's a bunch of unused leaders, which we'll get to. We'll add them. We're role-playing in that with all the recent reduction in leaders. We lost almost 100,000 or something like that. We had 155. Yeah, so we lost a good 67,000 leaders. Almost half of our leadership were killed off. We're replicating that by, some units don't have leaders available or assigned to them. We'll do the same thing when we get to Winter War. The leaders won't be assigned. When we get to Barbarossa, same thing. I'm not going to be assigning any leaders yet. But as we get through Barbarossa, if there isn't some sort of event that pops in and says, oh, now you're getting leaders or whatever, I'll add leaders in myself. Once we start getting through 1941 there. Cool. Kicked him back. Oh, that was a very expensive battle. There's only two garrison units here, and they're both badly wounded. Germans took Lvov, so that's it. Poland falls. Let's go ahead and save it real quick just to make sure we've gone through. I mean, we had an auto-save at the beginning of the month here, so we wouldn't lose that much. But you won't make it until 1,400 hours, and you're not going to make it until 500. Okay. And you're not traveling in there at all. All right, so Poland will fall here momentarily. I hope we get at least another battle or two completed. That would be nice. Hungary's been accepted the Axis powers. And here we go. Boom. Synthetic Industry Center is complete. Let's go ahead and start working. We're losing 5 industries. So we're going from 519 to 514 base. We're finishing up a lot of these battles. Yes. There's some expensive battles going on here. Holy cow. Fall Weiss on Poland. And now we're going to say demand Eastern Poland. Germany doesn't own Warsaw, but Poland is a government exile at this point. So, okay, that... Oops. Do I wish to proclaim a guarantee now? Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Germans accept, so we'll go ahead and we'll get all of our territory. So the Germans have a few places they need to vacate from. Here, westward. Stop moving into my territory there. Looks like I have a few other areas perhaps to move into. Just curious. So, do I remember how to adjust the theater? Yes, edit theater. We're going to do that, and we're going to do everything across this river here. So, yeah. Oops. There we go. Gonna include that there. Oops, no. Stay. Alrighty. Mobilize. So we need to demobilize. And see where that kind of takes us at here. We're still at A51. I think that amount of IC is going to drop dramatically, though, because we got to switch from war economy to full mobilization. And was there anything else? No, there wasn't. We switched to, I think we bumped that up to normal conscription. After Winter War, we're going to be switching these here. So, half an hour into the episode, boom, we got what we came for, which is some territory in Poland. Let's let a day pass. Let's speed this up a little bit. There we go. And that just procced because I'm not sure why that procced. Mobile unit command and control got stolen. Not a big deal. We are the dead. So 88,000 officers, 42%. There's another 7,500, so we're at 81,000. That probably is a percentage point or two. Reinforcements, we don't need as many because we're not at war anymore, so we'll drop this down to 15. We'll leave this alone. Supplies, looks like we're recovering. We're definitely going to be recovering here, so let's get this up to 133. That leaves production alone, 0.09. We'll leave that alone. Okay. Yeah, from 851 to 776. So another NKO. You know what? Real quick, let's look at resources. Actually, let's look at victory points. Make sure all of our VPs are covered. They are. So now let's look at resources. We do have a few. So we're going to start putting some NKVD inside Poland. That works. Excellent. And then speaking of, let's look at resources real quick. New ones we just got. I need a minimum of 3. Oh, you're a heavy, so we got to build you up. Minimum of 3 in our captured territory here. That is what I'm looking for. Minimum of 3. If it has at least, some factory, it needs to be a minimum of 3. And if there's a heavy factory, then we'll put in to max. Okay, that works. Good enough. Nice. Still have a fortress and a pillbox here. Okay. Then we switched over to production, and we'll move all these up. There's a couple that are going to be one and dones next year here. In fact, looking at it for 1939, I do have 1, 2, 3. Looks like just 3 IC that is going to finish up. So that's 12.5 IC roughly. That's going to get freed up. But still, it's 3 IC. It's going to finish up this year. Our base will go up to, well, a bit more than that, actually. We're not going to hit 600 this year now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 16, I think. I think it takes at least 2 weeks. 16. I think it takes 2 weeks to build the IC. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we got 24 IC coming in. That's going to get us close to 550. Yeah, we will certainly, in 1940, go over 600 base IC. Perfect for us, because we will need that. We'll be building lots and lots of stuff. All right. We still have land combat going on? Oh, this thing here. Well, I mean, you're doing okay, but let's have you come in and help out. All right. What's that? Yeah, dropped 3 percentage points in my officer ratio. Leningrad, the third. They still need 2 more. And we're good to go. I think all our politics, everything is set where we want it to be right now. We'll leave it at normal conscription at this point, just because we need to. Was about 1,500 manpower, basically. We went down. Not sure on that, but that was quite a bit of manpower loss there. Okay, so now let's put our, not VP, theater map mode in place here. We kind of need to move some troops around a bit. We're going to move you over here. There for now. Let's get this this guy, he can move there. That's fine. He'll come up to there. He will slide up. We gotta move troops around a little bit here. All right, I think we're kind of good to go here. I need to move that garrison up. He can move there. Well, he can move here, actually. Oh, he can move up, actually. I'm not sure where to move him right now. Throw him there. I'll address the my western front, or the eastern front, as it will become down the road. We'll address that down the road. For right now, I just need to make sure we're good to go here. Pushing some troops up. Oh, we can't go there. Pushing some troops up here. Think we're good to go. Yeah, here. Yeah, the garrison's fine. We'll move the armored unit up to there. Yeah, he's fine where he's at there. There's a bunch of troops here, but they're going to kind of get pushed forward a little bit. We're otherwise all right. Yeah, we'll address that down the road. Okay, so I see. Let's get this arranged a little bit here. Let's get back to building. So our IC debt, we're still paying 206 towards it, because it's that percentage. We're paying 40% of our base IC, even though we went from a war economy to a peace economy. We shed about 170 IC there. The base didn't change, so our IC debt repayment stays the same. 4501, we're paying 206, so 23 days until we get it paid off. So you can do the math. That's November 3rd. Okay, what do we got here? We got another fighter. Went down too far. There we go, Odessa, and then we got another mobilized unit here. Looks like a VP's real quick. Okay, so it's just these two. Sure, let's actually place him here and get the theater up. Yes, perfect. Let me know what you think about my theater role-playing that I'm doing, where everybody just stays in the theater that they're at. I know that kind of hamstrings me a bit in regards to that with the way the theaters are built up here, especially the war on Poland. Really, we only had 2 theaters involved in the war on Poland. This one kind of, sort of had some troops, but it's like, I like it personally just because it lends that this is my area of focus. You stay, you worry about your own area of focus, and I'll worry about mine type deal. And I feel that was very Soviet Union-esque in World War II, especially well before. Well, especially before Barbarossa, but even after Barbarossa and kind of going forward until Stalin took the reins and said, here's how we're doing things. Finland wants to buy supplies from us. That's fine. Things will change for them down the road. And at this point, I'm going to kind of roleplay that, with the agreement that we struck. We can drop this down. We only need 40, so that's 113. The agreement we struck with Germany, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. We do have designs on Finland at this point. We are looking at them hungrily. Oh. Well, inside here, huh? So let's send some armor units in to kind of take care of that. What do we have here? So I got a cav unit we can move up. I got this guy that can certainly move up. I got this guy that can certainly move up too. Again, I'm not going to terribly worry about disposition of forces right now. This is something I can address at a later time. But I do kind of want to get some of this worked out here. Oh, again, let's look at VPs. I already have somebody on Grodno right now. Granted, it's an army unit. That army is going to move here. And there we'll need another one as well. Are we still? I think we are. We got one more coming. So we'll place it there. And I'm just going to have to hold. Let's see. This guy can move up. We have to hold this one with something. Okay, yeah. We'll have it worked out. What was I just thinking? I was like, oh, I gotta remember I gotta do something. I forget what it is. Oh. This guy here. So he needs to get associated with the headquarters unit, which should be, yep, in the same theater. All right. Looking at resources, I think I said here, and I got this guy moving there. Oh no, he's moving into here, so I got the army unit moving there. Here, that's where we're placing the other NKVD mobile troop. And we're going to assign to him. That'll work. And this will be the last that we add to this Leningrad. Going forward, the next group of 5 probably just put them somewhere where I have a oh, you know what? The next group of 5, I need 3 in this wing here, though I'm not sure why. There's no... I gotta find where my other guy is, but yeah, I need the extra one here so we can carry that. One of them's gonna go there, and the other 4, I'm gonna put 3 here, and let's cancel this one out. I just need 4 at this time. Is what it looks like. So, where's the paratrooper? We'll accept that. Where's the paratrooper that we need there? Okay, so they're in Chita. Kind of got to do this the hard way, I feel. Here we go. So we got a paratrooper here, but no. Got a paratrooper here, but he does have and another paratrooper. We got two paratroopers. Oh, no, we got a paratrooper up here, which he has, and a paratrooper down here, which we need to build. And then another paratrooper out here, which I don't know why we've got the... So anyway, I need to send them to here. Could be Shkeva, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get... Which is right here. Yep. Rebase. Okay. And the other transport wing that I've got is in Leningrad, where, yes, we have the airborne unit, the 4th airborne unit set up there. Now, question is, do I have any more airborne units besides what I've indicated here? So there's those 3. I'm going to have to go through every single unit here. I'm not going to worry about military structure at this point. I want to get us to the Winter War and get that started before we're an hour 47 in, so we're doing good. All right, we're 47 minutes in. I can easily go another hour, is what I was thinking there. I'm trying to see if I have another. Paratrooper that's not that's somewhere else that I'm not aware of. So far I'm only aware of those 4 paratroopers, and they've got their transports built right now. You notice there's only 4 associated to each corps headquarters. That is something new in 13.x. 4 divisions associated to a corps headquarters. There is research you can do, which I can look that up later, but I'm not worried about it right now. I think I mentioned it in one of the earlier episodes about version 13.x. This is a little bit more realistic. 5 divisions to a corps headquarters was a little bit out of the ordinary. For most countries, 4 divisions to a corps. But there are cases you can see where, hey, we've got all that. This is what they start with. So there will be some edge cases, certainly, where we've got more divisions assigned to a corps headquarters than not. And it travels up. I'm pretty sure it's 4 corps headquarters to a Army green headquarters unit, 4 green Army headquarters units to an orange headquarters unit, 4 of those to a theater command, going up. So far, it doesn't look like we've got a 5th. Got a lot of mountaineers. It doesn't look like we have a 5th paratrooper, which that was kind of a concern. I mean, not like I'm, scared and like, oh no, we have a spare paratrooper languishing somewhere, but I just wanted to make sure that we were covered. That I had each paratrooper division has its own transport capability, because that's what I like to do with Germany as well. And in my Japanese campaign, I don't think I built transports there. I think I just used my paratroopers as frontline type troops, like specialized type troops that just went in and, kicked butt. Okay, so yes, I do have... Which front are you at? You're in this front here. So, I do need... Let's move you to here so we can see you. And I'm going to move him over there, just for right now. Okay, so that is that unit. So I do need 4 more transports for sure. Checking to see if we have any more. See a lot of core headquarters units that are taking command of planes, which that's fine. I mean, you know, planes need love too, right? Still got this artillery guy there at Moscow. Need to build them up a bit more. I think I might just leave them alone. Actually, it just might be 3 railway artilleries with a leader, and that's it. Just be happy with it. We're not going to move like I would with German railway artillery. I'm not going to use them against any fortifications. Let's go. Oh, look who's in charge of this particular unit. And of course, he's got Molotov with him. Of course. Normally, I would peel that. Well, that's a political leader, so it's a moot point. Normally, I would peel specialized leaders like that off and give them their own unit, so that way they're pretty badass. But yeah, not more role-playing involved in this particular playthrough than I think I normally do. Grodno. So we got this guy here. I need to pull him back to here. Let's move this army unit there. So I need 10 transport units here. This is what I'm looking for, is just how many more air transport planes do we need to round out what I've got. Wow, so many air units attached to core headquarters here. And if I ever get to research airborne headquarters, yeah, we'll be creating those and putting them in place. Leningrad, so we're good there. I think I have more core headquarters controlling planes than I do core headquarters controlling divisions at regular armies. That's like one of the first green headquarters units I've seen here. Amazing. That's Mountaineer. Okay. And I think we're going to be good here. I think that's it. So, was it just 10? I think it was just 10 that I said I needed. It was just those 2 more centralized. Oh, there's another one. This guy here who's moving there, and I've got another guy over here. Yeah. So it's just the 10 that we need more. 10 more transport planes that we need. So we'll go ahead and get that started up. And we'll push it to the forefront here. Alrighty, so mostly, oh, well, I didn't need it that far up the forefront, but yeah. Reinforcements are needed a bit more. Let's push up to 15. Okay, good to go there. We can drop this down by a couple to 45. Supplies 30, so 123. There we go. And consumer goods, we'll keep dropping it by 0.09 for right now. Ooh, that angers us, Finland. It angers us that you're dropping those trades opportunities with us. Reinforcement, drop this down to 10. So we go back. Oh, there we go. Man, it's like I'm pressing for it to go down. It wasn't doing anything there. It was like the game had froze or something. Interesting. Finally, we lost 146 of our troops. That's well, 1%. I mean, not a great amount of casualties. compared to what they lost there. Another fighter plane. Another thing too, between now and next year, before Barbarossa, I need to kind of spread out our air wings and put them more appropriately positioned. Air wings, I don't really care. I mean, they could be assigned to whatever front. It doesn't really matter. It's the military, the land forces that I do need to make sure that they're assigned to particular locale and stay in that locale. Air forces, they can roam. They can go wherever. Oh, we got another fighter. I went too far again. Okay. There we go. How many, just a question, how many interceptors are we making here? Because we need like a bunch more. So I'm only making 6 more. Next time we got a placement, which is tomorrow, I'm going to just see how many air wings we need. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, say 17 actually, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that was 30 more air wings that we need to build up, roughly, that we need to build up to prime strength there. Goodness gracious. So let's do group of 10 3 times. Really need to get my fighters up as well in there. Their level currently, they're just not doing too well. Production, strategic reserve, we're looking at 12 manganese. So good God, I could sell 8 manganese quite easily. We're at 919 IC debt remaining. 214 we're paying. We're at 544 base IC. So yay. 5 more days and we're done with their IC debt. Okay. Dropping this to 35, dropping my reinforcements down by a couple. Yeah. And that will start working on the second of our 3 battleships. So I'm working on a command battleship, 2 regular battleships, 2 battle cruisers, 4 heavy cruisers. I think I need some light cruisers and other things in here. Let's get 6 light cruisers and let's get 15 destroyers in as well. Not that we might ever see those getting built, but you know, we got to put them in. We got to put them in the queue. Stalin demands it. Okay. November 1st, a matter of days, we're going to be going to war against Finland here. How are we doing? So we got that. Okay, let's go to, well, we don't care about our theater mode if we're moving air units around. Just 1 medium bomber there, 1 medium bomber there. Yeah, we don't have much in the way of medium bombers, do we? Don't need to worry about air power there per se. Leningrad's got 2 air wings. Yeah, the third one behind, fourth one behind, fifth one behind. So, and yeah, one over there. Okay. The heavy bombers do have range, so they can stay where they're at. We're going to move this guy. Let's move him up to here. This guy, we're going to move down to here. Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. Keep him there. Medium bombers are not going to be able. They're not going to have range out that far, but they will be able to make here. So we'll leave them where they're at. Same with the flying boats. Sure, leave the interceptors there. They're nearby Moscow. Close air support. We're going to push them up towards, push them into Leningrad. Interceptor way back there. I don't think that makes terribly too much sense. So, let's move them out that way. Alrighty, 3 interceptors up north. That's fine. An interceptor helping out our Mongolian friends. That's cool. They're helping out our Mongolian friends as well. Whoa. 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 What has happened over here? So this is largely unexpected. I don't know what the heck happened here. Um, when I looked here, I was like, oh, this is still green. I was like, oh, it's been good 4 or 6 months, whatever, since I last looked. It's still green. Japanese are kind of dealing with what's happening, what's happened over here, but I don't know what they've done. At this point, it looks like Japan is just taking whatever Mongolia has available to them, or Manchuria and Menjiang, just going to take it. But it looks like they pushed their way down, and they're going deep into Nat China territory here. My mouse just took a spin I was not expecting there. Interesting. All right, that's very interesting there. Yeah, we can keep the interceptors there. That's fine. We do need some interceptors towards the back. I'm going to push some light bombers up, though, because we kind of need them up here. Oops. Yeah, we'll leave them there. That's fine. Push the other light bomber up here, too. Close air support. It would have to be Leningrad, so yeah. Pushing this light bomber up here, too. We got a medium bomber that we can push up here. It's going to push them over here because their range is pretty decent. Another light bomber we're going to shove up there. Another light bomber we're going to move up here too, but I want him, kind of need him here in Leningrad. Getting our bomber force ready. I'll leave those medium bombers there. That's fine. Interceptors that far back, I don't think makes terribly good sense. So let's push them up to there. They're fine where they're at. They're definitely fine where they're at. This is the Moscow interceptor wings. We'll leave those there because the Stalin feels more comfortable with interceptor wings right there in the capital. The light bombers, though, I am pushing. As you can see, we're pushing them all up to here because we really do need them. And the medium bomber we can keep. This medium bomber we're going to push over to here. Do the same here. Yeah, we can leave that behind there. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I have so many interceptor wings. This heavy bomber wing we can kind of push up this way, I feel. This medium bomber, put there. This light bomber we will put in here. Times I wish we could, well, I wish there was better filtering and stuff like that in this game, but it is what it is. The game is old and built on a very creaky engine. I think I have said before that I've played Hearts of Iron 4. Not my jam, quite honestly. I mean, if you like it, hey, more power to you. I'm glad there's a game for you that you like. We'll leave him down there. Ditto there. Kharkov, we'll leave him as well. It's just not my jam. It just was not what I was anticipating, not what I was hoping for, as far as a Hearts of Iron game goes. I was hoping for something on the lines of like going from like HOI3 here is like compare that to HOI1, and HOI4 would be HOI2. So, something cool and new and whatnot, but the overall the play of HOI4 just wasn't something that I liked overly much. Aspects to it, I was just like, I'm not going to deride it and say, oh, it's easy mode. No, I'm not going to say that for people. Even if I may feel it, it is a game type that people certainly enjoy. It just wasn't my cup of tea there. Really, those guys behind him as well. Just wasn't my cup of tea there. I felt like the gameplay had its difficulty. What is a naval bomber doing up here? Put him here. Had its own charm, if you will. We'll keep the heavy bomber there. Oh, this guy needs to be split off there. But overall, just was not what I was wanting to see from a Hearts of Iron game. I was hoping for something more like Hearts of Iron 3, in all honesty. Of course, didn't get it. I was hoping that it'd be something a little bit more like this in as far as gameplay goes. A lot of these we're going to just keep over where they're at. Allow a little bit more complexity. Oh, this is a close air. You need to get moved up to here. A little more complexity involved than maybe what you're seeing here in Hearts of Iron 3. Maybe something similar in nature as far as complexity goes, even. Yeah, naval bomber, that's fine. Ditto there. Some medium bombers out in the middle of nowhere, but okay. But it just didn't hook me. I played the demo a couple times through. Finally figured out aspects of it that I was like, it wasn't really explaining terribly well. And we'll leave that guy there, which is prototypical of Paradox demos or tutorials, I should say. Yeah, we'll give peace a chance here. We'll lose 2 in descent. That's good. We lost the IC debt. That's even better. So let's take care of some of this stuff here. But overall, HOI4 just didn't really do it for me. It didn't grab me like Hearts of Iron 3 did. We can drop this by quite a bit. Oops. 121. So I do have it in my library, but I'm just, I don't think it's ever going to be picked up again. Let's drop this by 0.07 per day. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be picking it up again. Getting metal. Oh, well, let's take a look here. Germany wants me to buy energy. Sure, we can kind of stem the tide there. We're getting metal, energy, and rares in Kemerovo, which I think is already maxed out. Well, actually, you know what? Those aren't mines. It's just like the base, whatever it gets added to. We're going to lose, so for the next 6 months, we're going to lose 6% IC efficiency, but that's okay. Here, we're building units, so I think we're going to deal with that more than national revolt risk. We're not terribly worried about the revolt. So let's start reducing build time. Now they moved a lot of stuff around too. Let's double check just to make sure I'm not skipping any. So basically what I'm saying is Hearts of Iron 3, I've been playing it since the game got released. I bought it day one, almost day one when the game was released. And got each of the DLC. Each DLC added that much more, not to mention patches, but adds so much more, to the game as well. So kudos to the development team on that. And then kind of slid off. Yay, we received money. Cool. Kind of slid off on Hearts of Iron 3 for a while until Black Ice. I saw the original Black Ice come out, and I remembered it from. It was made. I don't think it was called Black Ice. Forget what it was called, but it was something I remember seeing. In Hearts of Iron 1. It was that kind of similar, so I had a whole bunch of cool events to the game type deal, starting with Germany, of course, because that's everybody's favorite. So I kind of dabbled that little bit and then slid off until Black Ice, current development team, came out with Black Ice. I think it was version 8 point something, 8.x at the very least, that I jumped into and haven't really looked back. I've played pretty much every single version number of Black Ice since then. Sure, we have plenty of money. We'll buy from Yugoslavia. And because we're making money hand over fist with manganese sales and the war bonds coming every quarter or thereabouts. I think it's every quarter. Shanxi will buy metal, sure. So here we are, hour 15 into this episode, and we're going to be going to Winter War pretty soon. We're doing good there. Where are we at here? Okay, so we are starting to build on our bombers, finally. It's only taking forever. So I got a bunch of lights, bunch of mediums, a round of close assault, more interceptors, Okay. Tons of IC still being worked on. But now we're working on all of our naval projects. Good. Glad to see that happening. I'm not going to buy from Netherlands. Cool. Let's see what we're wasting. Oh, consumer goods. So this is going to drop way down here. And let's see what we have built. Looking for the next round of, here we are. Yep, there we go. Real quick, save the game. Need a manual save in here. Because in a matter of 2 weeks' time, we're going to war with Finland. And I think we're pretty much ready. We moved all of our air power up. Theater-wise, I think we're good to go here too. We don't have much in the way up here. Got 1 infantry unit up there. Got 1 infantry unit here. Got this kind of bastardized unit. I don't know what that is. Plus an army unit over here. Can bring another infantry unit up if I have to in cav to assist as needed. And of course here, not much on those front lines. We do have a tank. 2, 3 armor units, a heavy armor unit, mountaineer, and an airborne unit, which we're going to use to airdrop in. I think that's it. I mean, I can move this cav unit up, and this cav unit can get moved up too. Yeah, let's go ahead and do just that. So unless I get some more units in, that's what I've got here is what I'm going to use against the Finns. I think in the single-player campaign I did move a whole bunch of troops up northward to assist. Took a bunch of troops that were sitting on the border here. Okay, I can move this armor unit out. So yes, if it does come to that, then I can certainly see my way towards moving forces. Moving forces around a little bit here and pushing some troops up northward. I know I said I was not going to worry about this until just a bit later, but eh. Okay, yeah, I think that's good enough for right now. All right. Yeah, we'll export more manganese. I know we got like tons and tons. Actually, we don't have any IC debt anymore. Oh, wow. We're almost into our light cruisers that we said we're going to build. I still have 8 manganese sitting in balance, so we can sell 4 more quite easily. You can see how much money I got. $10 available to me. I'm okay. Unless somebody wants to sell, like Estonia can sell me energy, that's fine. Sweden, we'll buy metal from them, sure. Greece, no, and I need to take the production here. I just need to go to 108 now. We're 10 below our 50,000 mark. There we go. And we're going to start building on our light cruisers. That is good to see. Yeah, 3,300 bucks right there alone, just in manganese sales and gold. We're okay. I could even run a deficit if I had to in buying resources. But we're not going to buy from Siam. We'll buy from Germany, sure. They're our friends for right now. Hungary, we'll grit our teeth a little bit. Xinjiang, of course, we will accept from you as well there. That's fine. Ireland, oh, they want supplies. I clicked off on it. It was a small amount of supplies, but still, that could have been a couple cents my way here. Okay, and I think, let's slow it down here. Let's first go to Icy Wasted, check our upgrades, drop it down to 20. Got our reinforcement, though, increased to 15. And now, the Finnish Winter War. Primary requirements to see just has to be November 30th. And in this case, Germany either has to be at war with Poland, so that's a edge case if Germany goes to war with Poland, and for some reason Poland holds out for a long time, many months. So you can still declare on them, but at least has to be at war with Poland, or Germany has already conquered Poland and has Warsaw. Yes, Sweden and Norway don't like what we're doing there, but that's okay. So, you can pause to read the specifics here. Both say the same thing here. Finnish Winter War, demands rejected by the Finns. I don't think I've ever had it where it's been accepted. I mean, I've only played twice now and at this point with the Finnish Winter War. But I don't see in any of my other games, I don't think I've ever seen the Finns go, okay, we'll let you have what you want. But you can see the specifics. Germany agreed to give the Baltic states, including Finland, to Russia. This was in the Ribbentrop-Molotov pact there. So, and again, clicking the event caused us to see some loss in Sweden, Norway, and Finland, of course. But here, we're now declaring war in Finland. UK now doesn't like us much, and Sweden, Norway doesn't like us that much more. Alrighty, so let's start rocking and rolling with this stuff. The home front comes back in again. Yes, because we're at war. Okay, we need those wartime measures. And then we're going to go here. Go back to our war economy overall there, and we're fine otherwise. We're at 1,054 IC at this point, though we need to do something with our consumer goods here. I think that's good. And we should be mobilized. We are. Okay. All right, we let time go by a little. Well, we didn't let time go by a little bit. We just simply advanced it some. So I'm going to start attacking with push our armor units over. Everybody else is going to pretty much stay where they are. So I know I moved in all those. Which reminds me, we need to do a little bit of movement here with our ships. This ship is coming out to the inner Gulf of Finland. We're going to move some of our subs. How far can you go up? So right here, we're going to do some convoy raiding. Be aggressive. It won't matter. Go with these subs. Go here. Do some convoy raiding. These subs go here. Convoy raiding. Go here and do convoy raiding. And next group right outside here. Do some convoy raiding back and forth. Here, we can go here, do some convoy raiding. We're basically going to be just make sure that any Finnish supply ships that come in, convoy ships, I should say, get wrecked. And we will be seeing a bunch of Every single day, I think we'll see something happen to the Finnish convoys. All right, we don't need to send everybody out, but that's what we can send right here. I got 3 auxiliaries. Oh, up here we need to do the same. Move these destroyers out here, and we'll just run this one sub up there, and get this long-range sub out here. That way we can intercept the, if there's any convoys coming here, which I don't know if there are, we can intercept them ahead of time. Let our subs ply their trade. Okay, this infantry unit is going to come up here. And now I got to go through all of our air units and stuff like that. We're going to fly out here and start doing some air intercept throughout the area. Like so. Okay, we'll just we'll do it through April. I'll do it through March for right now. We'll see how it goes. So I have a bunch of bombers. The first 2 we're going to have come up here like so. Ground attack. And just do it along the border like so. Yeah, just again through March. This group of 2 is going to do more of the southern area here. Again through March. Here. I'm going to send these 2 up here. This group of 2 come down here. Whoops, a bit much, a bit much. We don't need to be attacking all, well, probably do need to be attacking in this, make sure we're attacking in this area as well. Okay, and here, I'm just going to have these 3 to simply bomb around this area here. Yes, on attacking throughout all this area for us. Alrighty, now I got all our air units here. Oops, not that far. Yeah, till March. Here, bombers galore. Okay, so these 3 are going to go up here. Yep, do it like that, just through March. These 3 are going to have do in this area like so. And all around in like this. Also through March. Okay, cool. We're going to go from the bottom, work our way up. Runway cratering. Let's go. Yeah, let's go runway cratering on these 2, 3, and 4 on Helsinki. Yeah, that was those guys. These guys, medium bombers, they've got the range, so we might as well utilize them as well. That's those 2 here. I'll put our air units up in the air at this point. That's fine. 2 medium bombers, ground attacks certainly. We don't need to be attacking all throughout there. These medium bombers can be the same thing as well. Actually, can we? Yeah, I can't. Well, let's cancel. Let's do it like this here. No, let's not do it like that, because I've got a mix here. We've got medium bombers. Well, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, what am I thinking of? We got medium and light bombers here, so let's go ahead and do it like that. And let's get this air unit up. Okay, that's that base. That base is done. So we got this one here. No. There we go. So all these bombers do the same thing, ground attack in this area. I'll even go in this like so. No. There we go. There we go. Setting up some air intercept in the area, and then we've got all of our planes here. Actually, there. That's what we need here. Do that. And we're going to do air superiority instead over this area. I think we have enough set up otherwise. Let's get these guys involved here. Oh, my close assault can actually reach pretty far. Ground attack, sure. And now the light and medium bombers, which is only a few. There we go. So, done with our air, done with our navy. Wait. There was a light cruiser attached to 3 passenger ships. I mean, okay, I guess, but that's kind of weird. Okay. All right, so we got all that taken care of. Now, so I got 3 transports. Yeah, these guys, actually, they're ready. They're all set. They can, we can do an airdrop. We're not going to do one just right away, though. We're going to move in our armor to here, and our armor up there, like so. That is all we're going to do in that case. This army is going to move up like so. I kind of feel like I need to move this guy up, but there's really no one else to kind of... Well, maybe there is. Maybe I can move this guy over to here, and we'll move this guy up to here. Or there. Yeah, that might be better. Okay. Cool. I think we are done. Let's let her ride. We got some air combat, of course, going. Not going to have any land combat going for a little while. Daily descent went up, which means we got to address that. Yep, like so. Supplies, will leave that alone. Yeah, drop this down to 400. There. Come on, I had it almost where I wanted it to be. There we go. 403. That works. Bunch of bombings going on to prepare our way. And they're attacking me in different areas. This one, we lost 9, but they lost 6. So, yeah, they attacked me with garrisons. So they're attacking me here. We're going to move that guy up. And then we're going to move that guy up now. And they're attacking me here. We are moving the armored up anyway. I'm going to move one of the headquarter units up to here, just kind of as a blocker, if you will. Yugoslavia wants supplies. We'll be happy to sell you. We're maxed out in fuel. We've been attacked there, but that is okay. We got some forces coming in. Blizzards, General Winter. Yes. So things are going to go poorly for us in regards to the winter attack here. So we won. Yeah, to be expected. Industry wants $3,600. We're happy to pay that. Navy wants $675. Air combat over Leningrad. Oof. I should be jumping on them with my. There we go, with our fighters. Of course, my fighters don't have any strength, or not strength, but organization. That kind of blows. But already starting off, a couple days in. Deutschland lost. Oh no, the German Navy is not doing all that great. I need to up my. Actually, you know what? I foresee what's going to happen here. Let's just bump this up to 183. Just put 80 IC into it and just be done with it. Another transport, another transport, another transport, another transport. So 5 transports already. And effectively, probably the first actual day of being able to sink their ships and stuff like that. So we're doing pretty well on defense right now, but we are supposed to be on offense. 6 transports. We don't need to. We can drop that point of descent. Happy to do that. And in fact, we are going to drop this by 0.01 a day. There we are. Escort that time. Yeah, I think about Finland. I mean, they'll do trades. If they do trades with Norway, Sweden, of course, they don't have to do it by sea, but anybody else they do. Yeah, manganese I can sell quite a bit more. So as Finland, you do need quite a few transports and a few escort ships if you want to make it. Ecuador and U.S. want supplies, so that's $32, $33 there. Good. We got, these lane combats are not going to go too well. A couple more transports done, though I do have some more armor coming in. Now I know I'm saving my my transport capability here to probably pick up the Mountaineer and drop them off somewheres. We'll wait on that, though. Our Mountaineers will wait to do an invasion. Shanxi says no, they don't want. Take a quick look, quick stop. How's this going here? So I don't understand why they're not pushing back on all this here. This is kind of interesting. Looks like the Japanese are just striking deep into nationalist China. They took Shanghai. Wow. Yeah, it's like they're really rolling through nationalist China now. Over 57% over that much. Holy cow. Shanxi, yeah, definitely not looking at surrendering. North Japan. So I'm guessing now at this point, Japan will, if they can get the Chinas out of the war, Shanxi is, in this case, get them out of the war and get all this land back, the AI will own Manchuria and Manjiang and have all those resources in their name. That will be interesting. All right, we're almost, so let's go ahead and just make a move into Petsamo. And we'll have our garrison do a support attack when time comes. How long is it going to take them to get there? Oh, tomorrow. I thought it was going to be a bit longer than that, just because General Winter has intruded. We'll definitely go another 15-20 minutes, I think, in this episode here. I want to get through a bit further into December here. So fighter pilot training, it's 1937 tech, so we'll leave that alone. We're trying to get our officer ratio back up a bit. Because we do realize, yes, we need to get something going there. 1100. Italy wants us to buy rares. We're okay. Alrighty, and the battle at Petsamo has commenced. Man, we're coming in like really low in organization, which, I mean, to be expected. We were peacetime, and now we're jumping, head first into all this. Yeah, I'm not going to attack with NKVD troops. That is silliness. Okay, so they're moving up to kind of help out. Can I? No, we're gonna hold here. Same here. I want these troops. Okay, so that guy's going there. The cavalry unit. So this is just an armor unit and a truck transport. Holy cow. Wow. I did not realize. This is 3 infantry battalions plus an elite light infantry attached. I feel that the cav unit's stronger. This infantry unit's definitely stronger. Ugh. Yeah, 13. That's honestly better than not. What would it look like if I have my garrison support? I only have one of these garrison support here. Actually, let's have them both support the other attacks. So went up from 13 to 19 and 3 to 4. So, okay. Yes. And we can still sell one more manganese. Let's drop this down to about there. There's fine, yeah. And drop this to 20. Consumer good, yeah, still doing 0.01, so 97 days roughly. 95 to 97 days will get paid off, or the descent will drop to 0. I see a lot of Finnish reserves being pushed forward here. It's kind of what I was waiting for, though I don't think, yeah, Helsinki, I cannot do a sneak invasion there at all. There's just no way. Potentially, I could do an invasion on Viipuri. I could do an invasion there. No, we don't want to because it has a sea coastal fort. At least one coastal fort. So no, that's a no. That's a non-starter. Alright, should be back to building the Sevastopol and the heavy cruisers, pretty much for the most part. I mean, I could do a drop off here, maybe. Are we able to do a pair drop? I'm almost thinking doing a pair drop here. That way we take the pillbox and then do a naval invasion here. But potentially it could be too late because these guys are moving in really quick. Nah, we'll just let things ride as they are. I may do an airdrop on here to kind of like help ease things along. My goal right now, though, isn't to necessarily win the Winter War in a matter of a month. It lasted through March, I want to say, or was that April? I'm trying to remember. It was for it was for several months. So, it doesn't behoove me necessarily to go, okay, let's wrap this up as quickly as possible, because it's not like we're conquering Finland or anything like that. We're just gaining. We're gonna be gaining some territory. All right, we got this back up to where we need ish. And drop this down to about 150. Yeah, right there. That way we can build some more planes. Haven't seen too much. Okay, we're resting. That's what's happening. It's weird. That makes sense, but it's weird that they're resting. Yeah. I don't know if they're waiting for the org to go up all the way, or if they're gonna kick it. They're gonna kick over pretty soon and attack. I'm not sure. Let's jump this up to 0.02 a day. There we go. I just want to speed that up a little bit. How's Petsamo going? Not great. Not great. They did take some strength damage, but it's nothing really to write home about. Two NKVD troops here staring at each other. Or NKVD and garrison troops staring at each other, I should say. That infantry unit really can't do much, and we're pretty much stuck here. There's not going to be any attacks going on there. All right. Yeah, speed this up a little bit. We don't need to be going quite so slow. Manganese. So my utility says we're at 5. This will bring us down to 4. But that's it. UK wants us to buy rares. We will not do so. Get this reinforcements down to 40. There we go. Transport and an escort. That's good. So this is looking better now. So onto a transport plane. Let's go ahead and do an airdrop. Airborne assault. Wow, that all of a sudden dropped to 5. Holy cow! Did I make an error in judgment there? Yeah, I guess one unit stepped in real quick. Oh well. Well, we shall see what. At least they can retreat. They have a place to retreat at. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, looking good. This cavalry unit we can bring in like so. And this mountaineer, like I said, I was going to do a seaborne invasion. Let's bring the mountaineers in to help out there. Do we have anything else here? Not really. No, we're not going to attack with anything else. Kind of gonna let all that ride the way it is at this point. We need somebody here, and I don't have anybody to put in there. Well, him, I suppose. But we need to push him. Actually, you know what? We are gonna put him there. And this is Moscow, so pretty much everything's gonna stay here. Yeah. I thought I was gonna be able to move somebody there, but oh, what are these guys still doing here? Is that it is a resource, not a victory point. But I don't need 3V guys there. One can go here. And the other guy can go there. However, we need to, I need to send him to Moscow, and he needs to also go to Moscow. Okay. Well, that worked out a bit. I guess we had a share program where our troops that were in this front came down here for whatever reason. But I've moved them to better positions and assigned them to the Moscow theater of command. Yeah, I think we're good all around here. Kind of weak here, but I do have this. Actually, we could do this. Yeah. And that said, we don't need that much, so we'll go here. Stay there. You move there. Cool. We'll move him up to the front like so. All right. Cool. So we have our front lines covered at this point here. And let's zoom in on what we have happening here. Germany wants us to buy metal. Sure. I mean, yeah. Again, I could be taking a negative. I could be negative with my money, and that's fine. We're doing all right. Okay, max that out. Don't think there's anything here we want to do, and really, I don't think there's anything here we want to do. I need to research other stuff. Now, what we can be looking at is, okay, do we want to start making some more troops here? Like some mechanized units, some more mountain troops. I'm thinking maybe a group of 5 cavalry, and put them in each of the fronts. Two, 4, 6, 8. Actually, there's 8 fronts total. So let's get 3 more. There we go. 1 cav per front. Theoretically, I could just automate, and I could say, yeah, build this for Archangel, which I don't know why they want tanks. I understand a Mountaineer. They want armor and tons of infantry. No immediate need. So Moscow, Zapnoe, Kiev, don't need anything. Kharkov wants more armor. Yeah, I could see that. And Mountaineers. Everybody wants armor. Saw Pet Sambo actually go up to 10. Wow, okay. Thought I was doing better than it really was. Okay, so yes, we'll be having you come up pretty soon. I think you may help. You may help push this a little bit. Yeah, try to see if I can get to the end of December. Actually, I do want to get to the end of December here, have a full month of the Winter War under my belt, and we'll call the episode at that point. Hey, I'm pretty good actually getting two different battles, land battles, worked on here. Next year will be interesting. We'll pretty much carry on as is. When we start January 1st, though, we're going to be we're going to do industry investment because we need that IC base. 558 at the end of the year. So started 1940. What we're looking at now is, okay, our commanders, and Stalin for that matter, have realized that there's a bit of a problem. They saw it in Poland, but because the war there was so quick, it only lasted a couple weeks, we've had a month in Finland where we've had fewer areas to be able to attack at. We are discovering that we are lacking in good officer cadre. Yeah, he doesn't even have an officer. So yeah, we are lacking in officers. So that's a bit of a problem. We need to be working on getting our officer cadre built back up. We're also discovering that a lot of our tanks are not where they should be, obviously, and air power as well, because a lot of our air power is just, they're not going anywheres. I'm thinking perhaps weather related. Can we take a look at the weather? Well, honestly, it's not that bad. It's honestly really, really good up here, except up here, of course. Yeah, you can see where it's snowy. But I think it should be frozen everywhere. Well, 50% frozen here, 25% frozen, so not quite as much frozen. Yeah, some of our equipment's not where it needs to be, so we're going to be looking at building some units. I kind of had glanced at the mechanized. I think we'll build a few mechanized units, some mountain infantry for more southern areas. Some actual tank units that comprise a whole bunch of stuff here. Get some combined arms bonus there. Get some motorized rifle units going, plus regular rifle units for just straight out defense. We're going to be building a ton of these just to staff the front against Germany. So 1940 is going to see a little bit of a oh shit moment where we're going to start scrambling for builds. So as the Winter War finishes, we'll be starting to see some of those builds come into fruition, all the way through up to Barbarossa there. And then, of course, after Barbarossa, it'll be like, oh, we really need some really good stuff. But we're going to be spending probably a good couple months not researching anything, but just building up our officer cadre. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a moment here. Actually, let's take a look at it right now. We're gaining dissent because we're getting expelled from the League of Nations due to our aggressive nature against Poland initially, and then invading Finland. In response to the Soviet invasion of Finland on October 30th. I think that means November 30th, actually. Yeah, I think the date got messed up there. Current IC efficiency is now -6. It's kind of bad. Anyway, so we're spending close to 10 leadership, and we're only getting 40 officers. We got another 20, so I should be cranking out 120 officers a day over the course of a month. That'd be 3,600 officers. Over the course of 10 months, that'd be 36,000 officers. So yeah, we're going to be spending quite a bit of time next year in just cranking out officers to get that built up. We did push the officer recruitment. So February, we're going to, after that oh shit moment of like, hey, we're not doing very well, we're going to get 10,000 officers there, and should be able to go for it again because it'll be 1940. We'll be able to go for level 2, push that to the front as well, and get another 10,000 that way. So 50, let's drop this to 20, 50,000 officers at least next year, maybe. That brings us up to 134, but it's going to be less than that actually, be about 130,000 probably because of all the losses here in Finland. It's not going to get us near 100%, but it'll get us definitely into the yellow. Anyway, onward. I want to get into, let me get into 1940. So I can kind of start some of that stuff that we're working on. We're still staying in economy. Our national focus is 1009, so we're a high level for economy. We're going to stay there until we hit 1941, and then once we hit 1941, we're going to switch to Army focus. Though, would it be terrible if I switch to Army focus now in 1940? I'm trying to think. I mean, 1,009 days in economy right now, where the highest level's at 720 days. That's 300 days. We could easily go almost a whole entire year. Go up from level 1 to level 2 Army and still stay at level 3 economy throughout all that. And then when 1941 hits, we would definitely would be down to level 2 economy, but it would be that way for almost the whole entire year. And then Barbarossa hits, we're able to switch our war economy out for total economic mobilization, which gives us additional 25% IC off our base, which at that point should be well over 600. That's 125 extra IC alone right there, at least. Yeah. Okay, I'm liking how this is going to play out, I think. How are we doing here? Okay, so our Mountaineers are up, but they're getting wrecked. That's to be expected, I suppose. We don't have anybody else here. Just it's all headquarter units and garrison and NKVD. We do have an armor unit. We can... Wait, no, we don't. That's on a different theater. Yeah. We don't have any extra units that we can pull. At a point here, we're going to be seeing some extra units from the Moscow front, and especially here, Zaptendoya, get pushed upwards, pushed northwards, as Stalin is very unhappy with what is happening here. But let's get to where we need to go, which is 1940. Germany will be very quiet over the next 5 months, roughly here. They're not going to be doing much of anything. The next thing will be, let's go 12. The next thing will be Norway, I think. Norway and Denmark. I think that's in April, thereabouts. Not sure. Latvia, sure. Estonia will make some money. That's about $7. El Salvador, almost another buck there. Conclusions after defeat. So, we lost our battle here. Yep, not good. Not good at all. We just need a hold. So we won. Where? Here. Okay. I say they sidled up some extra troops into there. They got a lot of extra troops all over the place. I'm really loath to move the NKVD up to actually attack, but you know what? Let's see what we can't do. Everybody else is we're gonna stay in where we're at. I mean, yeah, we're gonna stay in where we're at. I can't really do too much in the way of attacks. We could theoretically make an attack here, and that will free them up. But let's let them wear themselves out. Alrighty, two elite light infantry and a motorized or semi-motorized. There we are, 1940. We have outdated planes and outdated army equipment. Organization on both gets affected. We lose a couple more leaders as well. All right, and espionage, economic. We want to motorize, reorganize our mechanized forces. So we got 16 new light tank brigades coming in. I'm not sure if that's exactly what's going to be happening here, but this is event, not July 40. So yes, we're going to go ahead and all these events we're going to go ahead and select short term because we want that extra IC, and economic spying for the IC efficiency. So let's take a look then and see what we got here. So it's just this one unit here. Where are we in the theater? This is Moscow. No, wrong guy. I don't think we have... Yeah, I don't think I have anybody that I could get them associated to. Oh, this guy. Yep, that works. All right. And we're going to move him into here. And I need to move somebody over here. I thought I was moving somebody in there. I thought I had... I am. Yes, the NKVD are moving into that area. All right. So be it. Let's get a little bit further into January here. I think there's going to be the event where I got to pick what my miners are doing, my puppets are doing. So they lost a motorboat to my subs. Or no, actually, look. Oh, yeah. It looks like I have two coastal battleships there. Real quick, what is Japan doing here? Okay, so... Yeah, they're kind of turning the tide here. This will take... Yeah, it's wintertime. This will take a while. They've taken a lot of that back. Actually, they pushed into here, and actually now, like I said they should do, and they've cut off all the units that are up here. So the Japanese are just running roughshod all over the place here. They are pushing far south right now. Their surrender level's up to 74.2%. So if they get nationalist China surrender here, that will take a lot of, like, all these forces that should be south helping out down there instead of worrying about what's up there. Alright, Japan turned it around. I don't know how. Maybe Manchuria and Menjang were more of a headache than they needed. I don't know. And we'll pay the Air Forces, expand our armaments factory. 40% investment hit, and for us, that is not even a day. Not even worry about adjusting anything. Right, going a little bit further here. If it doesn't pop up for assign my puppets, then I'll do it later. Army asked for money. It's 1350. Yeah, we lost the effects. Wasn't too worried about that. Fighter ground crew training. We'll let that go on. Though we're going to address it here in just a moment in our leadership, because we're deciding that our officers are not doing all that great. Motorize another division, which we shall do. Galkan goal. Manchuria gains 50 threat on Mongolia, but Manchuria is not around, so that nothing happens there. Essentially, what's going to happen. So we have this unit here. Need to assign him somebody local. That's that guy, and move him up to the front. Cool. And you know what? We're going to save it. We're not going to. We're at 4. Okay, 12 o'clock, saving it, and I'm going to call the episode at this point. A little over 2 hours. Not a big deal. can certainly go longer. That's not a problem. Oh, no, I'm not going to call it right now. Technology. We are going to drop this way down. Just put 5 leadership into here. And be happy with that. And now we're putting out over 100 officers a day. So 3,000 officers a month. That's what I need to do. We're going to save it again, overwrite, and then we pick up it from the next episode here. We're going to continue the Winter War. It's going to go on for at least a couple more months. When I played my solo game, it actually wrapped up around May, where I think historically it was about March. I think it was March, maybe April. In any event, what I'm going to be doing is calling for help from the other front south of us, as I indicated. And we're going to be sending reinforcements up towards the front lines, mainly here and here, these 2 areas, where they need the help. Because it looks like the Finnish may actually start striking back at us, which I feel is kind of historical in a way. I think the Finns were doing quite well. May have even entered Soviet territory. I don't remember. But we'll call for help. We'll get them up there February-ish. We'll start doing the attacks, and over the course of February and March for sure, we will be looking at pushing a little bit into here, maybe, but certainly be pushing into here quite a bit. When I finished my single player, or when I finished the Winter War, my single player campaign, I had gotten the 2 adjacent regions to me and the 2 behind them, and then I was starting to push along this river line and going westward toward this airport when the event popped that said, hey, we give up, you win. And I had choices, so we'll see what those choices are. I'll also see you next time, guys. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.